Good evening and welcome to the Mancunian Way, where I have got a fantastic couple of hosts on tonight with me and Martin when he decides to get off the phone. Rich and Luke, how are we, gentlemen?
Very good, very good.
Yeah, good. Enjoyed it. Nice to have a national break where we're unbeaten in 7 games and positive. So yeah, I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Oh, Luke, don't rub it in, mate. He won't be happy about that result.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Rich.
I mean, it's a friendly, and also, I mean, it's English should be well.
How anyone thinks I can ever be sad seeing Oxford United player on the pitch at Wembley and Johnny Stones commanding the pitch is beyond me.
Did O'Reilly play in the end, or was he still on the bench for the full game? I watched a little bit. I didn't see the actual the full game, but I don't know whether he came on or not.
Do you know what, Luke? I didn't watch the game, mate, so I'm not a Scooby.
I saw he scored a 3, and that was it. Okay, cool. It's a friendly, wasn't it? So,
yeah, I mean, I'm having a quick look. I don't think either of the fullbacks. I know one was changed. I just don't know who for.
Lewis Skelly came on.
Lewis Skelly. Yeah. No, right, he didn't come off the bench.
That's a shame. It was he's like 10 minutes or something like that. Oh well, he's fit still. He's injured. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, just from speaking of England, I still think it's travesty that Pickford's still like number 1 in a friendly. Why are you not trying the other goalkeepers?
Henderson, like the other two. Come on, man.
That's why I just don't take England seriously. I really
don't. I'm done, mate. I'm done. I've just checked out now. Honestly,
yeah. So I mean, we're not going to talk more about England because honestly, what is there to talk about really? Because I didn't watch the match. Rich, I think, watched some of it, and Luke, you caught a bit of it. So yeah, the main thing is, obviously from a City point of view, is that Stones looks like he came off. No injuries that have been reported, nothing we've heard about. So hopefully that's confirmed later on. And O'Reilly obviously didn't get on the pitch, nor did Trafford. So
yeah,
there we go. So I think that's one game down. Is there another one?
Tuesday.
Yeah, must be.
I don't know who we're playing.
Qualifiers. Yeah. I think it's qualifiers, aren't there?
Tuesday, yeah, Latvia Tuesday.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, that's it for the England talk, I'm afraid, guys, because
we don't care. We don't care.
Don't care. So, anyway, how are we anyway, gentlemen? Are we all good, yeah?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I've got a day off today, so
Lovely.
you know, and it's an hour later than normal because the clocks have changed, so I'm less tired. It's 7:30 in the morning, not 6:30, which has got to be good.
That's
And
good.
I've got
It's
the day
bright
off,
outside as well, Rich.
It is very.
Yeah,
So we've had a
dark
month of fantastic weather. It's been like 25, 30 quite a bit the last few weeks after a very miserable wet August. Might even pop to the beach today.
All right, now you're rubbing it in, Rich.
Yeah.
There's just no need to do that, mate. Seriously.
No, honestly, right, when was the last time we actually went into an international break, like feeling good? Like there's a lot like good like this, like we're unbeaten, bit more positive, environment around the club a bit more, which is good. I don't
Probably a while, because even in 24, we seem to have a few defeats before international breaks, or we seem to have our hiccups. But no, I think it's good. I think the best thing about the international break is that they've got 5 or 6 players coming back from injury who are pretty close. You just need the couple of weeks off, and even people like Rodri who desperately need a couple of weeks get that decent break now. With the international break, so we could come back with the international breaks, and we could have Nuri back, we could have Cherky back, we could have Rodri likely, so we could suddenly have a bench, and Ozzy won't be able to have his bench anxiety. You'll be looking at the bench and you'll be thinking, look, we've got Cherky, Marmouche, Savinho all to come on. Everything's fantastic.
Hey, one person on this channel has got an agenda, Rich. We all know who that is.
Bossman back.
Yeah.
Evening.
Speaking of agendas, here we go.
Yeah. Wait, funny if we're just talking about Nico.
Yeah, obviously.
What's up?
Well,
Because your international team shit and getting walloped by Timmy Tuchel. Ain't my fault, Rich. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Hope you are well. Carry on, Oz.
Oh, that's very kind of you, mate. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, yes.
You're not quite up that ladder yet, Ozza. Calm down.
It's the same thing, mate.
Yeah, you're late. You know the rules. You're late. I'm in charge.
I was actually on time. And then my mother rang me.
Guys, was he here at the start when we started? Exactly.
VAR check.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was saying, man, like it's nice to go into an international break. Yeah, 7 unbeaten in a good spot. I think as well, like because no team has really sort of stepped up yet and been the best team so far. We'll get every good chance of sort of taking advantage and sort of make a good shot at first place. So I feel really good about seeing where we are once we get everyone back from injury and that.
See, now, Chris, you come in and then you slag City fans off on a City channel and then moan at me when you get banned. Come on, Chris. Use the brain cells now. Use the brain cells. Calling City fans on a City channel mugs. Come on. Think about it, sunshine.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Not the smartest move, but
brain kicking at some point. Carry on, Oz. Good evening, Keller. How are you? DC's in the building. I'm just saying hello to everyone at the moment.
Alan is joining. You haven't said that before. We've gone around the room. We've gone around the room of
we've gone around the room. Yeah, yep. Johnny Stone's done 80 minutes. The solid game of City in the title race over Chelsea, Tottenham Palace. Well, they're not really, have they? We're not just discussing.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yeah.
Tottenham and Palace are not in a title race, and neither are Chelsea. There's only 3 teams capable of winning the title, which we'll talk about.
Yep.
Pardo Oaks, yeah. Jack gone. Yes, I have seen that tonight. We will touch upon it if Ozzy allows. Thank you, BB. Right, so go on. Apparently, I have an agenda. What's this agenda? You've been at me all week about
The Nico
Us?
Gonzalez agenda.
Say you've got an agenda? We called you out on it? No, that doesn't sound like us.
Every show becomes the anti-Nico Gonzalez show, Martin.
I think he was very, very good at Brentford. So
it's bigger than my Stones agenda.
Listen, I want people to prove me wrong. Nothing will give me greater pleasure than these players proving me wrong.
Yep.
Won't be the first.
I can only go off what I see on the evidence that is provided, Rich.
Yeah, the evidence with a greatly improving player. Improving every game, every week, I think.
Right, so go on. We put it out there. Are City genuine title contenders? Now, I don't mean where we are. I'm talking about what you've seen based on the evidence, what you think. And I'm talking about in terms, I don't mean, Bournemouth are fourth in the league, so they're genuine title contenders. I don't mean silliness. I'm talking properly. Do we think City can win this league? Because personally, I think we can.
Yep.
That's without a shadow of a doubt.
I think
without shadow of a doubt.
Arsenal are average. Liverpool have been crap, obviously. Even though we've won like 5 games, been crap. I'd say that.
But while we're doing it, we'll go through everyone because we'll go through everyone as well.
Yeah, but definitely in the conversation, 100%.
All right, let's start with the champions of last season then, shall we? Really, let's kick it off because I think with them. Liverpool being the champions, I think we have to start with them, especially with the poor form they've had of late. Oh, here he is.
You're on mute. What do you mean, Aussie hosting fire?
Dosh.
Love it, Dosh. Thank you very much.
Aussie's on fire. Union Waste #1. Aussie's on fire. Sorry.
Oh,
Alan, are you there yet?
Is Alan in or is he out or is he shaking it all about?
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yep.
Hello. Hello, we've got you now. Right, go on then. Starting with who? Who are we starting with?
I said we'll start with Liverpool as they were the champions last season.
Go on then.
Obviously, they've had a little wobble over the last few games. Losing 3 in a row.
A little wobble.
Well, according to Liverpool fans, it's a little wobble. So
little
let's
wobble.
take them at the word. I want to hear your arguments for it. So,
well, you tell us first what you think of Liverpool.
Me? No. I'm the host, mate. I leave my opinion till last. As you're going through the comments, so I'll start with Rich. Rich, what are your thoughts on Liverpool and how they're doing?
I think my thoughts are the same as they were before the season. Thank you, Alan. That nearly
Alan,
burst
can you
my
not be
eardrum.
crisp on the show? You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, Ozzy, my thoughts are much as they were before the season. I think Liverpool, I think they had a summer where they spent more money than has ever been spent in English football history, and they didn't address the 2 most important issues for their team. Probably the 3 most important issues for their team. I think they spent 400-odd million as champions, and I think they're probably a weaker team now than they were last season. And I said before the season, I thought Arsenal were the biggest threat to City. I thought City would win the league. I think Arsenal are the biggest threat to City because I think Arsenal are solid. They're not brilliant. They haven't got the mentality of winners. They have got a manager who is very conservative, and Arsenal are going to win the league by other people dropping off. They're not going to win it by them fighting to win because they're a bit like a horse in the Grand National who jumps really slowly and carefully over every fence. And yes,
Rich, remember when I said concentrate on Liverpool first?
Okay,
stick to Liverpool.
Yeah,
You're doing it in order, mate.
Well, Liverpool have got the Red Sea in the middle of their team. They have got a player who is doing pretty well, masquerading as a defensive midfielder, They've got an ageing and a not very good centre back and nothing to back them up. They've got 2 fullbacks who can't defend, and they've got a goalkeeper who's now out for 2 months who they rely on. So I just see this. I see Liverpool being like City last October, just a massive hole in the defence, in the spine of the team. And I think that's I think you can have all the players in the world up front. You can have the Galacticos and everything, but if you have no defence and then you have an attack who don't want to do the work because Ekitike, Isaac and Salah don't want to do any work, then you are left with like the PSG team 3 years ago with your best players injured in defensive midfield. So Liverpool, I think Liverpool, if they're not careful, they might not be contenders. I think they haven't played a decent game this season. They've been poor in every game.
Not even contenders. Wow.
That's strong.
Have you seen Liverpool? Have you seen Liverpool perform well in a single game this season?
No.
I thought Bournemouth were better
I
than
told
Hussam
Newcastle
were better than.
I told Hussam
Arsenal were better than them.
I think they've reminded me of Manchester City from the start of last season.
Yeah. Very much so. Very much. And we might be loaning him Pussy to play centre back if they get another injury as well.
Wow.
No, we can't loan him Pussies at Celtic.
Yeah,
get back from loan.
Yeah.
Dylan, you can't go to Johnny Reinders and Unk. Christ.
Oh God.
Wow. That's
end that word.
No, I wasn't actually putting seats in the New York stand. That's coming on leaps and bounds, by the way. I'm going to try and get down there this weekend and have another little walk around it. You know,
all right,
for some of us who do live quite local to our football club.
All right, blimey. I'm about to bring him in. There's no need to rub it, salt in the wound, Martin. Alan, good to see you, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Good.
Yes.
Try and refrain from the crisps. And
Elliot's joined us
off
camera.
Awesome. I'm going to hover over the mute button, mate, because I'm about to ask your opinion on Liverpool. So if you're saying anything really harsh, I'm going to mute you.
Football content, Alan, not what you think of Liverpool in general. The football content, Alan.
And even that
out there
is sceptical at times coming from you. So
I was talking to Elliot about this privately earlier on a phone call of you and we keep you away from Liverpool chat sometimes. But tonight we can't.
Go on,
Alan. I agree with Martin. They haven't played well since the start of the season. I think they've struggled. I think they've got a few issues. I don't think their left fullback's worked out. He's not playing well. I think he's struggling. Obviously, we know that Van Dijk's about 97 years of age and is still playing. So if he gets injured, that's it. They're finished for me. I think the forwards that they bought are still settling. I do like the was it Ekitike? Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I do like him. I think he's a good player. He looks better than Isaac, to be honest with you. He looks a very good player. But I think they'll compete for the league because I think there's them and Arsenal, and then City will compete for the league. I'm still very conservative about our opportunity to win it. So I'm like that still with us.
That's fair enough.
Okay, we'll come to us, promise you.
Yep.
Okay, I'm quite impressed, Alan.
Liverpool. Yeah.
There's still other vermin.
That's why see, this is where you got to learn the hosting skills, Oz. You push too far there. You've gone one too many. You take it, you move.
I know. I'm still learning. Let's be fair.
You pushed it one too many times then for him to.
All right. You've made your point. Jesus, Luke, please save me.
Well, I think with Liverpool, the issue was they spent way too much money on a lot of different players when they just won the league. I understand this if they were going for the league this season or going for it all this year, but when you have a winning team you just had, and then you replace or you bring in so many new players to a system that have got to adapt to and get used to, you can't really expect this to gel instantly. And like you can see the issues there, like their back line, like you got a player in Konate who's probably off to Madrid in the summer on a free transfer next summer. So his head's probably not at Liverpool anymore. You got Kirkesh, who's new to the team. And you got Robertson, obviously, who's old now. You got Frimpong, who's not a right back, as winger, as a right wing back. Where's he going to play in this team? And you got Bradley, who's still very experienced. The back line is so fragile now that I think it's probably worse than our back line of last year. Like even last year's team, it wasn't great, but how fragile that back line is at the moment. As Alan just said, an injury to Van Dijk and it's over. Doesn't matter how good Alisson is and go when he's fit. A great goalkeeper is all well and good, but if you haven't got a defense there to do most of the job required, then I'm sorry, you're in the league. And up front, Isak obviously had a whole summer of fighting Newcastle to get out of the club, do something that he wanted to do. Obviously, then left Liverpool. Has played here and there, but been quite poor, apart from like an assist here and there. Salah just looks like he's just losing it a little bit now. I wonder if that contract that he went for last year is probably that's the last of his powers for last season. And you got Wirtz to me is a player that I think he's a very good player and he's still learning and developing his game. But the price tag, as we know, Grealish, the price tag in the Premier League with a huge price tag, yet you haven't got time to settle. You've got to hit the ground running. You have to. And the thing is, Jack actually had a better start to his City career than Wirtz has had in his first 9 games. Jack, is it a goal, 2 goals, and an assist, something like that in his first few games? So, you know what I mean? Like, you haven't got any time with Liverpool. Like, you're champions of England. And you're going for it all again. You haven't got time to settle down anymore. If you were going for the league this year, I understand it. All that money spent, and we know it ourselves being there at the top, obviously, being that team that's going to beat. You haven't got time to settle, and I do wonder if Slot's got the bottle to change it when it matters most. Because I think Pep has the bottle now. Clearly, this year he has the bottle, but this is a real test for Slot as well. So, for me, in terms of the league, I think they will compete this year. But I think Arsenal and City are probably in the best place right now, best place squads right now to do better than Liverpool do right now.
Well, I disagree with your last comment there.
Okay.
I think City are only halfway through getting the squad right.
Okay.
Exactly, and we're already in a better position than Liverpool halfway through.
I'm starting to disagree with that bit. We'll come on to that in the City part. I disagree. I think we're a bit further.
And does anyone agree that Frimpong's a poor man's Rico Lewis as well? I'm seeing Frimpong's got Rico Lewis's weakness against big physical fast players without his ability to pass the ball and actually play tidily.
Well, is he a right back? Is he a winger? Or is he what is he meant to be? Because right
wing back. That's how he plays.
It's a right,
isn't it?
It's a winger.
Yeah,
it's a winger.
I think he wants to do the same job as that Salah wants to get up the pitch and make a difference. And just at the moment, the pair of them just aren't gelling well together.
No,
so let's be honest. Elliot, good evening, mate. How you doing?
Good evening. Can you all hear us, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Can we all hear you?
No, can you all hear me?
All right. I thought you were doing a last of the summer wine thing there.
I'll just leave that for you, Martin. Here he is, Alan, eating away.
Right, Alan.
All right, pal, how are you doing?
All right, mate. They nice, them, yeah?
Yeah.
Alan, you'd never get a job.
What flavour you got, Al?
I've muted him now, Elliot, just because he's crunching.
Oh.
Annoy the hell out of me.
No, what is a question about Liverpool, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yeah, we're just sticking to Liverpool. We're going to get to everybody else.
Yeah,
we're just going to concentrate on Liverpool.
Very mixed, I think. I do actually think they played well the first couple of games. I think obviously they were just grinding results out, which I don't think anyone can argue with. We did that, I think, start of last season. I don't think we were particularly playing well. But I spoke to Martin earlier on the phone, to be fair, and I said to him, it's, for me, the thing with Liverpool is where it's got to be a little bit, maybe sort of, not careful as such, but where I think it might all just happen is if they have one good game and players perform. If Verts gets an assist to Isak or Verts vice, like the other way around, it'll soon change. I think they just need something to probably click, and then all of a sudden, I think they will be all right. I think they've got good enough players to do something this season. Now, what that to do maybe, I'm not too sure whether that's a Champions League, a FA Cup, a Premier League. I don't know that, but I feel like they've got good players. The one thing I would say is I think a lot of players, not even who they've signed, I think the players who've been there previous seasons aren't playing well. People like McAllister, who I'm a big fan of, to be fair, I think he's a very, very good player. I don't think Gravenberch's been as good as what people have maybe made out this season, what I've seen.
I don't think he's been unfairly moved, though, to get the new players in.
I don't know, because I feel like he's played. I feel like he's played in his but I feel like he's played in his position what he played in last year a few times. Even then, who was that? No, you're on about Szoboszlai. No, you're on about Szoboszlai. I'm on about Gravenberch.
Oh, Szoboszlai. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Sorry, my bad. Move on.
Yeah,
I know those two have been affected the most by the new guys.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think like Salah's look nowhere near what the Salah I think people know.
Can I ask a question without this really coming? Because I know everyone's skirted it, but I'm asking this in a genuine question, not to make excuses, not to thing, but.
Well, I think I know what you're going to say, Martin. It was the point I was going to lead to the end, and I was actually
and I've been thinking, because it's a question I wanted to ask, but asking the correct way.
Yeah.
Because I don't mean it in the way it could sound. But are they getting bothered, especially Salah, by events in the summertime, which were tragic and sad, and you never want that?
Possibly.
Is that still... Because every game they're still doing the 20-minute clap, and everything's still there about it.
I think everyone would do that, though, in all fairness. I think City fans would do that. I think United fans would do that. I think Chelsea fans would do that.
Is it still in the brain? And I don't mean it in a bad, negative way.
It's the way you want to look at it, innit? Because if they win the league, obviously that'll be a big part of it. If they don't win the league, obviously that's going to be a big part of it. So no matter which way you turn it, you know what I mean? That's the way it's probably going to be. Which I think.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, having watched them, I don't think that's affecting them. I think what's affecting them is age and form. And Salah has always been like, he's had some, he has, last season he was pretty good for most of the season, but he has been a real streak player. He's often had 10 or 15 games each season where he hasn't been that great, and he's
not early on though, Rich. I don't think I looked at a few stats, Rich. I don't think it was pretty early on. I think that's probably where a little bit of worries from Liverpool, where I think it's here.
That's true, but in the AFCON years, I don't think he's had. I think AFCON years, he's often got distracted in the build-up to AFCON. I don't think he's always had good runs going into AFCON. I think, the reality is, he is. I think in his mind, and we may have this at City with Stones at times. In his mind, I think winning the AFCON with Egypt is bigger to him than winning the league with Liverpool this year, and I think that's a lot in it. And I think he played by all accounts well today, scored twice for Egypt and did what he hasn't been doing for Liverpool. Egypt are now qualified. So, and he's going to be beginning of December, like we were before the World Cup when it was in Qatar, that he's going to be thinking about that. And that's going to be on his mind till February.
The thing that Richard will agree with is that I can understand from Salah's point of view that he's kind of looking at his international career is kind of understandable, because I think that's been thrown at him a lot for the Ballon d'Or. That yes, he's won the league with Liverpool and he's won the Champions League with Liverpool, but there's always that caveat of, well, what have you done for your country? Because Rodri, when he won the Ballon d'Or, he won the Euros with Spain, and then obviously he won the league with us. So that kind of got him the Ballon d'Or for his performance levels. Salah has basically, he's come close, but realistically, he's been nowhere near the Ballon d'Or. And I think he's always felt very disrespected for that. The other thing I want to say to you, Rich,
it's European as well. It's not just international; it's club international football as well.
Yeah,
it's
I know that.
You win the Champions League, like it happened with last season. If you win the Champions League in your league, score loads of goals, you've got a chance for it. You can't just be top scorer in the Premier League and expect to win the Ballon d'Or. That's just silly. Jamie Vardy would be a Ballon d'Or winner.
Haaland, as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. Haaland, Haaland really should have won it when we won the treble. Let's be honest, it shouldn't have been Messi. It should have been Haaland, and everyone really knows that. But just
could have been John Stones.
Yeah.
The one thing I will just wrap up on.
Just the one thing I want to say, just because we've made this point, and I feel like we're slightly moving away from it, is that grief is a thing that can hit you, and there are a lot of stages of grief, and you have to remember that yes, these are work colleagues to each other, but it's a little bit more than that sometimes. These players are friends as well on off the pitch.
Yeah,
and I think in all honesty, from what we're aware of, because we're City fans, not Liverpool fans, but from everything I hear from Liverpool fans is that Salah was really close to Jota, and so were a lot of the players and staff and stuff like that. So I think it possibly could be having an effect that obviously they're not going to try and show. They're going to try and keep it, as businesses as much as they can. But I don't think it can be completely taken off the table. And as it's already been said, if it was one of our players that it happened to, we would be doing the same things that Liverpool were doing, and we would be saying, well, maybe it's had an effect on our players. So I don't want us to dismiss, grief, because it is a strong, emotion, and it can affect everyone differently. So, and there are several stages of it, and everyone deals it in their own way. And this is a club that are trying to deal with it in the best way they can, and I think they've done an excellent job of giving that kind of send off to Jota and continue to play in his memory. So
I can
just one sec. I know I just need to do this from Lennox. It's been sat there for a month, for ages. My apologies, Lenny. Thank you so much, mate. And like I said, I hope you get well soon. Never apologize for being missing. We know you have lives outside of this world. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, mate, for the 29 months. You are a superstar and a pleasure to have on board, part of the family. And FIFA as well, big up for the 21 months as well, mate. You keep smiling, keep doing what you're doing, mate. You are a top guy. Keep doing it. Sorry, Ed. Go on, mate.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can understand that and big up the panel and big up the chat. I can understand that for maybe players that's been there before, but there's a lot of question marks about new players that just came into this season that I don't think can maybe have that same feeling, just because like Kirkaz is underperforming, Frimpong is underperforming, Isaac is underperforming, Verts is underperforming, and I think maybe grief is playing a part of it in the whole overview of it, but I think there's a lot of things going wrong in that situation too. When you're just talking about the cohesion of a team, players understanding each other, I think a lot of stuff is playing a factor with Liverpool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm not, I'm just talking about kind of emotions and about how people, how death affects people. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be a footballer who's being paid millions of pounds, a year. Death affects us all. You can't get away from it. So
I think what I was trying to say, before you wrap obviously up on the Liverpool section, is I think one of the biggest things which I don't think people are really looking at as well is, I don't know why, but I've always thought this, to be fair, even the Grealish thing with us, I thought at the time when it happened, I think when you sign a player for a big fee, no matter what people say, it does put a lot of pressure on that player. Now, Liverpool have done it with two players, and all right, maybe people might go, well, they've not had time to settle in, whatever. If that's the case, that's the case. But it's not that, it's the players around them as well. So you look at the people, maybe like Szoboszlai, who gets pushed out. for Wirtz at right back. Szoboszlai might not have a problem with that, but McAllister might think, "Oh, I'm not too sure about this. Why are we doing this?" And I suppose it has a little bit of a knock-on effect. You're muted.
Yeah, definitely. And
You're
you know,
muted,
coming away
Martin.
from
Sorry, we have a spy in the camp. Big up for Sam. I know you're listening. Just checking in there, mate. No, big up for Sam up you well, mate.
Getting away from that part, because you know I think we should show the respect of what happened with Jota and how it will affect the team. But just as you just said, Elliot, with the money they have spent, you know, and it's been from the media, they're just turning around going, yeah, these players need time, and we would be saying the same thing in some respects. But at the same time, it's Liverpool have always said we can't spend the kind of money that City can spend, and now they have. And they've brought in a Premier League proven striker who really hasn't kind of got to scratch yet. They've brought in, you know, Ekitike, who has looked really good.
Probably the best
how
signing.
on earth you get those two players in the starting 11 is, I don't know. You know, and there has been rumblings that Ekitike isn't happy because he thinks, you know, I've kicked off well. I've started really well. Why?
I think, can I have a quick question for you? Have these two players had their houses robbed yet?
Jesus, Alan. Good luck, Alan.
I just think it is like when you build a football team, you don't just build one part of it. You have to build the whole team. There's no good having the most expensive windows in the world if you haven't got any walls in your house, and that's a bit like Liverpool to me. They've bought if you gave a toddler or a sort of 5-year-old football fan, you know, money to build a team, they'd go out and sign 10 strikers and do nothing with the rest of the team. And to me, that's what Liverpool have done this year. They've spent like a 5-year-old would spend. You know. Every league I've seen, you know, going back, you know, 250 years, according to Martin, has nearly every time been won by the team with the best spine. Who's got a striker?
What do you mean, according to Martin?
Scores goals. Well, you always call me old, so I'm just saying.
Hang on, what the hell is? Where's that just jumped into?
Well, you do call him, you know.
You always call me old, so I was getting in. I was getting in the I'm an old fart before you said it.
I've never said money. What? Wow.
You was talking about how I watched Bert Troutman play for City.
Yeah, anyway. But I've never mentioned money. I mean, you are right.
No, I mentioned you in relation to me being old.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
You win by.
Yeah. Said it's all about money.
You win by a spine. The best CDM, the best centre backs, the best keeper, the best striker, and you build from the back. You know, you can have the best striker, but if you haven't got that rock solid centre midfield, those rock solid centre backs, rock solid keeper, you don't win. And Liverpool seem to have, like Real Madrid with their Galacticos, thrown everything out the wall about what happens in football and just said, we're going to sign the most expensive forward line in the world, and that's going to be enough. And then we're just going to rely on, you know, Gomez to carry us to the league title at centre back. I mean, you know.
Okay. SOS, thank you for 29 months as well, mate. You are a superstar. Thank you. Appreciate that for your continued and very generous support. Means a lot, that, mate. And I hope the family are well. Right, well, because obviously we can't spend 40 minutes on every single club. We'll be here till midnight. I think I've said everything I need to say on Liverpool. I think Slot was a child in Harrods, and he's got a bit excited, and he's just bought a list of names. I don't think Liverpool
was it him though? Was it him? That's the question.
No, apparently it was. I did ask that question. A couple of Liverpool fans.
I don't know if they give. I don't know why they give a manager that much money in his second season.
Apparently, I said that was Hughes. That was a question I asked on Tuesday on Blue Pill, Red Pill, and I said, was it that or was it Hughes? And I've been assured during that time it was Slot.
I don't get.
Slot
I
gave
don't
the
get. I find that a little bit suspicious. The
Slot
fact that
gave the
Klopp were there
names.
that long and he did what he did, and they didn't give him that sort of money. But then all of a sudden, Slot in his first,
Yeah, I
in his
thought
second
Slot was supposed to be
season.
coming in just to be a
Knitting,
coach.
knitting, mate, stop, knitting. I'm all for a laugh and a giggle, mate, but don't come into the channel doing that, calling people frauds, mate. This is where people ain't sure you're a City fan sometimes, knitting, with the way you behave. Stop it now, knitting.
To be
I'm
fair,
all for a
I
laugh,
just-
but this is
She's
How
not
calling me a
true-
fraud, though. She's calling me a fraud.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be called a fraud, to be fair.
yeah. To be fair, Alan and I only got into Australia by fraud. So
Yeah.
Jesus.
And to be fair,
You know, you might.
is
Like,
it
please
that-
knock on your door in
is
20
it-
minutes, Rich.
Is it that Slot?
Yeah.
Is it that Slot is actually like our Pellegrini, where Pellegrini came in after, having inherited the Mancini team, won the league with pretty much that team, and then, let's be fair, didn't exactly work out much afterwards, and then Pep Guardiola arrived. Is Slot really the Pellegrini of Liverpool?
Possibly.
The thing is, though, Ozzy, what I'm trying to say is, I don't get why the second season to give him that much money. I mean, they've spent nearly 300 million on 2 players. That's a lot of money to give someone in the second season for me.
The thing is that, like, if they hadn't had anything last year, want to do a whole rebuild of the team, I understand it. But when you won the league last year with a pretty good team, a core of your team, so right, put a striker and a lot of money in there, put a person there. It's like, well, why? Why now?
Yeah, I think they're trying to use Slot as a little scapegoat there, because when first Slot came in, they were saying that he's just going to be the coach. He wasn't going to have that much say in the market. The Hughes and the other guy that came back was supposed to be decision makers. So I don't agree. He was the main decision maker in bringing in all these players.
Can we talk about another team rather than the cheats, because they called us cheats for years?
Alan, stop. We said do this sensibly.
I am doing it sensibly. They called us cheats for years, and they've done a lot worse than what we've done. So I'm sorry. They can take their own medicine now.
What they cheated on?
Spending. They've not brought in that kind of money.
You can only spend 400 million if you cheat, Martin. We've been told that for years.
Exactly. They've called us. They've called us. Mate, they've called us cheats for the last 10
Alan,
years.
I'm all for a bit of banter, but Liverpool make money, for Christ's sake. Let's not pretend they don't.
Yeah, and they haven't particularly spent a lot of money, and they have spent a lot of money. But
come on.
Let me finish,
Van
Alan.
Dijk 75 million. The goalkeeper 75 million. Are we really saying that?
No, Alan, don't get. What I'm trying to say is, I understand it's banter, and that's the way rival fans go on with each other on YouTube, and we're trying to do it in a sensible manner. We're not doing this as in banter, because. But when they call us cheap, it's out of ignorance and banter. Yeah, it's out of ignorance and banter. Yeah, we'll get to Arsenal in a minute, and Chris is agreeing with you. Chris will soon disagree with you when we get to the Arsenal stage, because he's an Arsenal fan, and Liverpool fans will disagree with every other fans, and say that's just football banterism and tribalism. That's what goes on.
Yeah, as you said, Martin. Let's move on to Arsenal.
I'm just going to go and make that other call and leave you to sort this out. I'll be back.
All right, thanks, mate. Yeah, so let's move on to Arsenal now. For me, I said, as well as Rich said, I feel that Arsenal are the challengers for the title this season. I put Liverpool third in my predictions list for the league. I'm sticking to it really, because I just don't think, with everything as you've all said, I just think with the mismatch of all the players they've brought in, I just think they're going to struggle to settle this team. And by the time they settle it, I think it could be too late. But we'll see. But with Arsenal, I think we can all agree that Arteta's had a long time to get this squad together. Yeah. They're probably the most informed team, for the amount of time that it's took him to build it. They've got some quality. There's no denying they've got quality on the pitch and they've got quality on the bench. And they've got a manager who keeps, running up as the bridesmaid and never the bride. So, Rich, what are your thoughts, mate, on Arsenal? And are they currently the bookies' favourite to win the league?
I think they are appallingly priced. I saw them the other day, odds on for the title, and that is for a team who haven't won anything proper for a very, very long time, with a manager who hasn't won anything. It is a joke that they're odds on. I think arguably they could be favourites, but they're about half the odds they should be. I think that's the most settled team in the Premier League. I think they have solidity in every position. Like I look at them and think, well, if he gets injured, this person comes in. If they get injured, this person comes in. They haven't got many really old players. Like they're not dependent, say, like Liverpool are, on a couple of 33, 34-year-olds staying fit. They have depth. But, and this is a very, very big but for Arsenal, who I would, I think the bookies should have slight favourites, even if I think City will win the league. But they have a manager who I'm not sure is capable of having the self-confidence to go and win a title. Because I just fear that if Arsenal could win the league with 2 games to go, 6 points, and they were away at City or Liverpool or Chelsea in that second last game, I'm still not convinced that Arteta could go for it and get the points and take the slight risk of defeat to get the win. And I think that's a big problem. And I think the other problem they have is they have no one in that team who's got the mentality of winning things. They haven't got, like, ultimately, if Liverpool or City go into the last few games against Arsenal, you've got, 12, 15, more than that, players in each team who know what it is to win a major trophy. And Arsenal haven't got that. So have they got a manager with the mentality to win the league? And have they got players with the mentality to win the league? Or are they going to be the team who are going to say, over the last 3.5 seasons, on average, we're the best team in the country? On the last, if we take a calendar year with the best team in the country, but who fail to get over the line in a major trophy, and that's a big question. They've got the players who could do it. I don't doubt it. But have they, as a club, from the fans, the manager, the players, got the mentality, got the toughness when the going gets tough next April and May to win a league? I'm not sure. I think that's the big question.
Yeah, no, I think you make some fair points. One of the things I'd like to pick up on, Rich, what you said about they've got a player for every position. The one area where I think they haven't got someone to come in and properly kind of had a serious injury is Raya, because because he is a top goalkeeper, but Kepa is not. I mean, Chelsea got rid of him because he wasn't good enough, and I know they brought him in to be a backup, but I just think if Raya was to have a long-term injury, I don't think Kepa is the goalkeeper to win you a league.
Well, you can say that about most clubs. The one place on a team as a goalkeeper you don't want to be as a backup, because there's only one position. You can't go play out in the outfield like other players. No. So
I agree there, Alan. It's a difficult one to replace. But at the same time, I just think if you look at our backup at the moment, Trafford, yes,
good,
there are a lot
but
of
it's England international.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. And you look at
our third choice has won us a league. Our third choice has come in the biggest game of the season and made the save that's won us a league. So we have that as backup to the backup.
Yeah, exactly, Rich.
Which is,
and the other thing that I have to agree with you, Rich, is mentality, because I think mentality is the one thing that I think this Arsenal team and manager have been missing severely, because every time, as we've said before, when they played us, and they got that last minute equaliser, and then they all celebrated like they just won the league, rather than doing what Stones did, grab the ball, go back to the centre circle and kick off and try and win the game. That is the thing. I still think now they have shown it in the last couple of games where they've got over the line, but to continue to do that over a season, we haven't seen it yet, and they're just going to have to show it, and that comes from the manager. And I just feel he is way too emotional and way too kind of unstable to lead a Premier League team to win it. Now, I could be wrong, but we'll see. Luke, what are your thoughts, mate, on Arsenal?
Everything that Richard said, I agree with. The thing is with Arsenal, right? They have the squad. I think they're the best squad in the league. I mean, I know people say but our squad's still growing, changing, developing. It's not the finished article yet. It's still got a few things we need to do with it. But Arsenal's squad right now, when everyone is fit, is a good 11. Also, good how many players have got. Obviously, keepers obviously is a bit questionable. Obviously, I think Kepa's a bit hit and miss, but I mean, at the back they're really good. Midfield they've got some good options now. Attack they're obviously doing quite good as well. The issue with Arsenal, and we also discussed it as well, I don't think they did enough in the cups. I think Arsenal missed a massive trick. So did Arteta by not going for a Carabao or FA Cup in the last couple of years. Do you remember when we in 17-18, Pep's second season with a new players and a new era at the club? That Carabao Cup win spurred us on to go on with the league. I know obviously we're the best team anyway, but that sort of taste of success, it breeds more success. I think Arsenal need that success. Like they need a bit of a taste, but not a Community Shield. That's not really going to give you much anyway. You need an actual FA Cup or a Carabao Cup to sort of give you that taste of winning. Then you want to do it again. I think Arsenal are missing that right now. They're missing that kind of like that. That trophy that sort of, it's not a big trophy in any means, but a Carabao Cup in a title race to come afterwards gives you that motivation, that confidence. I think Arsenal just lacked that. They lacked that killer edge when it matters most. You only got players that have won stuff per se, but the squad and the manager itself, apart from what an FA Cup was in his first, the end of his first half year with Emery's team, they haven't actually won anything to sort of give them that confidence that they can do it. So I think if they can win a cup this year, the Carabao, the FA Cup this year, even if it isn't the year this year, that kind of trophy win breeds success and breeds that mentality. But until that happens, and until they stop celebrating equalisers in a game at home, when they're going to win the game, fair enough, you can celebrate it. Until they start getting that right, I think that they'll be on there. I'm not saying that they're not favourites. I think for me, it should be favourites right now on current form. But I just think, like you guys said, I think there's just a few things that they've got to work on. They've got to cut out of their game if they're going to be absolutely serious in title charge.
Yeah. No, definitely. Ed? You there, mate?
Yeah, I'm here. I think you guys made a lot of good points. I think they got the best squad. I think, for them, it's all about just getting over the line. So you got to have them up there as one of the favorites to win the league. For me, I'm just looking at the manager. That's the biggest question mark for me about that team is the manager. Can the manager in stressful situations adapt? Can the manager in stressful situations make the right substitutions? And can he be, can he change some of his thought process going into big games? So that's kind of where I am with their squad because, they have the Sakas of the world, the Ezes of the world, the Declan Rices of the world, the Zubamendis. They have players. But can they put it all together to get over the line?
Alan?
They're my favourites this year to win it. I'll be honest with you. Their squad is the best squad in the league. It's got strength in depth all the way through the team and the squad. The only question mark is, like Luke said, have they got the bottle to go out and win it? The last few years, they've crumbled in the last few games. Okay, they've strengthened this year, and I think they're strengthening in the right area, especially up front. Yeah. I think that they're my favourites to win it. And it's a question of, can the manager remain calm when he needs to? And one of the worst hurdles they've got is their fans.
Yeah,
Their fans are completely deluded. They remind me of Liverpool fans. They think they're better than they actually are. But I do put Arsenal as my favourites to win the league. I really do.
You know, one thing that I think Arteta gets a free ride on is it asks you to guess without looking at that. In terms of the longest serving managers in the 92 clubs in English football, where do you think Arteta sits?
Chris, no, but that mentality is why we win the league.
No, just yeah.
Sorry, Rich. Sorry, I just wanted to. I mean, good Arsenal fan. We know as Southern City fans, right, that if you want to win the big trophies, trophies like FA Cups and Carabao Cups are important as well to go and have a big success. Sorry, go on, Rich, over that, mate.
I was just saying.
No, I just to say, because I mean, mate, seriously, you can't say cups are beneath you.
No.
Just seriously, and this is why Arsenal, as Alan just said, this is why we consider you like delusional and you talk out your rear endings, because when you say stuff when any cups are behind you, it's just ridiculous, mate. I mean, we won the Carabao Cup and we were delighted. You look how Newcastle celebrated that. They haven't won a title. They haven't won a cup in 40 years. No, sorry, even more than that. I think what was it, 40, 60 years? Something like that. They haven't won a cup. So to say a cup is beneath you, mate. Seriously, like, wow. Sorry,
it's not worth supporting the game. But back to the point I was making. Arteta is the third longest serving manager of the 92 clubs. Third.
Wow.
Now he's treated like he's a new manager, and he's given time to go and win stuff. He is managing the club who've spent, I think, the second most money in the Premier League over his reign. He has been the third longest serving manager in the league, and he has at no point shown he's capable of winning the league, because every time they've come up against it. So there is a real question. How long is Arteta going to be allowed? Is it going to be when he's the longest serving manager and it's going to be, he still needs time? Or is he going to have to step up this season or get fired? Because he had everything in his favour last year. Arsenal not winning the league last year was a disgrace to them. They had the best squad last year. They went into the season where really it should have been a league title between City and Arsenal. City absolutely collapsed with a horrific number of injuries and one of the worst runs of form any champions probably had in England since 1938 or whenever it was. We got relegated after winning the league. So Arsenal had it on a plate and they threw it away. They threw away a gimme league title. It was won on 10 points less than most recent seasons. They had the best team going in. They had everything in their favour. So if they can't take a gimme when the Premier League title was practically being driven to, the Emirates by City and saying, sorry, we've screwed up. Here's the league title. And Arsenal, went for it and dropped it on the ground like Massimo Taibi. If they don't win it this year, they've got to fire Arteta and probably some of their football directors and, start again, because they've had it in the bag 3 or 4 years on the trot. And so far, that bag's got a big hole in the bottom. But as we've all said, they've got the best squad. They should win the league. But can they?
Elliot, mate, thank you for being patient.
Nah, it's all good now. Mine's pretty quick, to be fair. Very, very quick. Basically, the manager will either win him the league or will lose him the league. It's that simple, really. You've all said what you've said, to be fair. I can't really disagree with anything what you have said. If a prime... Well, I'm not going to say prime. If Pep Guardiola were at Arsenal, he'd probably win the league with them. If Klopp were at Arsenal, I'd probably say I would win the league with him. In the time spent, by the way, I mean, since Arteta's been in. Mourinho, back in his probably pomp, I reckon Mourinho probably win the league with them. Ancelotti, I think Ancelotti would do a job with the team. So you can go through a lot of managers. Hansi Flick, I think Hansi Flick could probably win a league with them. as
With
Rich
Vinny.
just said.
With
As Rich
Vinny.
just said. Well, I don't know. I mean, the thing's open on Vinny at the minute, isn't it? With him coming to England, I suppose, and proving it in a different league. That's what I think everyone's obviously waiting for. But what Rich just said, to be fair, I agree with.
Yeah.
If he's been given what he's been given, and he hasn't delivered, which at this minute in time hasn't delivered, then there's obviously going to be problems. And rightly so, because for me, it's pretty simple. As I said at the start of the conversation, he either wins in the league or he loses in the league. I don't buy into this the squad, the injuries, this, that, and other anymore. They've got no excuses anymore. They've now spent what they've spent, and now they've got to go and do it.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's
Mate.
that simple.
Martin, good to have you back, mate. Obviously, we're on Arsenal. We've all made our opinions about them in the league. What are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, what Elliot just said. It's down to the manager. I think they've got. There's no excuses anymore. No excuses. It's down to the manager. I'm not sure. I'll die on this hill. I don't think Arteta can get him over the line.
Do you agree with me on the other managers, Martin? I don't know if you heard me, but I said if you had like a Pep, a Klopp, a Mourinho prime back in his day,
Pep would have won,
won
the league at Arsenal 3 years ago.
I don't disagree with that, to be fair. I think that's I reckon that's when the best team were, when that first season when they challenged us.
He'd have won the league then. Let's put it away. Pep Guardiola doesn't let an 8-point lead slip.
No. It doesn't.
I agree with that.
Simple fact. If Pep Guardiola gets daylight between people, that's it. He shuts up shop, game over, see you later.
It needs to go and I don't know who's putting in the chat. If I was putting in the chat, is it Sam? Is it? He's spot on, to be fair. Until Arteta does it, no one's actually ever going to believe it. So
yeah, and that's the thing. There's always going to be, because, and I've said this, and I think Arsenal fans take this very, very personally. Arsenal, and we mentioned this on Hussam's the other day, and I think it's quite right. Arsenal are a very likeable team. They're a likeable sort of club. It's the way the fans carry on why people go against them a lot, because they talk like they've got a record we've got. Yeah, they talk down to us like we're the ones who haven't done out in 5 years, and we're the ones who've done it all in 10 years, and we've got to shut up and be quiet.
They're the Red Scouts of London.
It's like the defensive record. You know, Pep Guardiola does it once in 10 years. There is no problem with Arsenal going and defending in an occasional game. They do it in all the big games. That's where everyone's making the point. They do it at Anfield. They do it at the Emirates. They do it all the big places.
Yep.
That is the problem. That it's not the fact. It's not a one-off.
No.
There is no problem with going and parking the bus up every now and again. I've no problem with doing that. It's when you do it, when you are so many points clear, then start parking the bus up. There's a difference. That's all it is. It is like Chris, you put there the Invincible team. The Invincible teams was 20 years ago, mate. God knows when.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't keep
confidence nearly 20 years on. My God.
Because it has to be real. Like, it's a different time. You got to stop using, like, things happened 20 years ago as a reason what you can do now. It's a different team at a different time.
I think the fans need to think about today, and you've got the squad to win it, but you've got to go out and prove it now.
Yeah.
And you can't talk about
Arteta's got to prove it.
You can't talk about the Invincibles. Let's get it. When I went to Main Road and saw the Invincibles thrash City, and they did, they had a brilliant team. Bergkamp, Henry, Petit.
Alan, we clapped them off at our time when they were 4-0.
I know we did. I was there.
We clapped them off.
And to be honest with you, it was the best side I've seen in the Premier League.
Yeah, they were breathtaking.
They were unbelievable. And if I had to pick two players that my favourite players outside Man City, it would be Bergkamp and Thierry Henry, without any shadow of a doubt. Unbelievable.
Listen, I think
it's gone. That area is gone now. That area is gone. They've got to start thinking about today.
And we can turn around and say, going unbeaten and getting the Golden League trophy is a brilliant achievement. No one's taken that away from Arsenal. Yes, it was a great achievement, and it probably will never be repeated because the league has only got harder. And it's one of those things that I don't think will never be done like the quad. It's one of those things where I just think because the league has just got so much harder.
I don't think the points will get done again.
No. And I think, and that's the thing, like with those achievements, they're great. But at the end of the day, it's not winning the league 4 in a row. It's not winning the treble. It's a European trophy. We've won. Liverpool have won. Notts Forest have won. Arsenal haven't got that achievement.
Let's be quite honest. West Ham, Palace, Tottenham have all won trophies more recently than Arsenal. They talk about it like they're the giants of London football, and probably Chelsea have as well, actually. So, there's probably the best part of half a dozen clubs in their town who've won trophies more recently than them, but they talk like they're the giants of world football and the best club in the world. And sorry, but when teams like Palace, West Ham, Spurs, Chelsea have won trophies in your town more recently than you have, you need to be a bit more humble. As Erling said, a bit more humble and start crowing when you win something, because the only crowing going on in London at the minute is that cockerel on the top of White Hart Lane because they won in Europe last year.
Yeah.
Or the eagle on Palace that's crowing because they won the FA Cup last year. It's not over at Arsenal where second place FC have invented this new trophy for, like this. I mean, it's like for years the Scousers always won the Christmas title. They invented this new trophy. What I see from Arsenal fans all the time is over the last 100 games, Arsenal would have won the league. Over the last 29 Arsenal would have won the league. All this stuff about how they're the best without doing it when it matters over 38 games in the season. They need to do it over 38 games in a season, and then we'll congratulate them. We'll say, fair play, you built the best squad, you won the league. Until they do that, they're going to be a bit of a joke because they're getting lauded over by Palace, by Spurs, by West Ham, and their Europa win, by Chelsea. They are basically getting laughed at by London clubs who they consider massively beneath them. And that is funny.
And when Kursk, who is obviously an Arsenal fan, turns around and goes, we've won 2 community shields. Really, mate? You really want to put that on the list?
It's too positive. It's too like
spend all that money just to win that.
Well, technically, then City won a trophy last season.
Yeah, we did.
Well, exactly. Let's go. We won a trophy.
Wow. Does that mean that Palace won the double? Did Palace win the double then?
Yeah, it did.
Palace won the double. Nice.
Listen,
anyway, I
was just about to say, Martin, we've got to get on to the dark horses, obviously the World Cup champions.
Because I've got a feeling I've got the most confidence out of everyone in this part. So
at Chelsea,
I will go last with a Churchill speech.
All right, well, I'm going to go backwards this time because I really want to get Ed and Elliot more into this. So, Elliot or Ed,
go on, Ed.
whichever one to go first.
Yeah, Ed can go first.
Okay, Ed, give us your thoughts on the if he's there.
No,
we'll get. Elliot, we'll go with you, mate. Your thoughts on Chelsea? Are they the dark horses? Are they the outside? Bet to become the Premier League champions this season?
No, I don't think they've got a very, very good side, but I think it's just too young. And that sounds a bit mad, but the experience, I think.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, this could change with what they may be doing in January. Because I feel like if they was to go out and sign a few wise heads, that possibly maybe change the picture a little bit. But I just feel at the minute, I just feel like do you know what I mean? Like when you watch him and you go for the team, you're sort of a bit like he's young, and then you go to like the next person, you go, he's young, and then like, all of a sudden, then you've got like 6, 7 players, and probably the most experienced player. And I don't know this. I might be wrong in this, but I'm sure the most like one of the most oldest players like is actually the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he's good enough. And that's my next point that we're going to come on to. I think if you're going to win the league, you've got to have a better goalkeeper than that. And that's no disrespect to him as such, but I just don't think he's nowhere near winning a Premier League goalkeeper type, if you know what I mean. Maybe a cup or something. Say again.
Who we're talking here? Which team?
Chelsea.
All right. Thought we were doing.
What do you think we're talking about?
Thought you were doing City. What are you actually considering Chelsea title contenders?
We're all about to rule them out, so yeah.
Jesus, we'll be here till midnight. We're going through everyone in the
Newcastle, Tottenham.
Jesus.
Bournemouth.
I didn't think you were being serious with that then.
I was just answering the questions, Martin. That's all. Don't worry, man.
Chelsea.
But yeah,
no, that's it. Yeah, that's what I would say. I'd say the goalkeeper's a big thing as well, which I were going to get into.
Title contenders.
Martin, they are the Club World Cup champions, so you know we've got to put them in there.
Oh, peace off. Peace off. You won the postseason trophy. What are we doing here?
Luke, come on. We will try and get through Chelsea quickly, but go on, Luke.
Yeah. Honestly, that Liverpool win doesn't get me at all. It's a very young team. Yeah, they've got good players in it. Yeah, they'll get top 4, top 3 maybe if they get pushed and do really well compared to something like Liverpool or Arsenal. But if I'm being really real here, I just don't trust Chelsea a 38-game season to keep momentum, keep form. Like that Brentford draw 2-2 was bad enough to throw away the game there. Then to lose a Brighton at home 3-1. Like that Liverpool win doesn't make Chelsea an instant title for me. It's a good win, yeah, well done. But I just don't think Chelsea are that team where as not experience in the team at all. It's all a very youth-orientated team. There's no experience in the squad actually won stuff apart from maybe Palmer, who's also injured now again. I just think Chelsea are a team that need a lot more experience in the squad before they're anywhere near trophies. Well, as in the league title and Champions League. Anything. Cuts maybe, but not the big ones.
Yeah. No, fair points there, mate. I think the thing with Cole Palmer, just because you brought it up, yeah, he's injured currently, but to be fair, you know, his last season, he didn't, especially towards the end, didn't really light up the league.
No.
You know, he really dropped off, and didn't particularly start this season that well. So, you know, yeah. Alan.
I think Chelsea are a cup side.
Yeah.
They're a cup team all day long. You know, they proved that in the World Club Cup. On the day, they can beat anyone, including us. Even beat Paris Saint-Germain, didn't they? So I think they are young. They're exciting young side. They've got about 750 players to choose from. So at the end of the day, I don't think they're good enough to win the league and 38 league games. And you know, I just feel that because the squad is so vast and they can literally pick the half of West London. It's true though. If you can look, they can laugh. They have. They got so many players. It's ridiculous.
No, we're laughing at the comments.
The comment, not what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. The comments.
Bloody hell, Alan, touch you tonight, lad.
Yeah, well, I think they're decent. I think they're decent.
Is Chris taking the piss?
Fucking joke. They're a joke club. Best ground in the league, but an absolute joke club. But there we go. So,
all right, Rich, give us your thoughts on Chelsea.
I think Chelsea Clinton has got more chance of winning the league than Chelsea FC.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Just let us know when we're on the Man United part.
We're going down more like.
Well, I don't know. We're talking Chelsea, so we'll be at Man United title contenders in a minute.
Oh, Jesus.
Will you just answer the question, please, Martin? Jesus.
They've no frigging chance.
So that's your answer.
Yeah.
That's
They
it.
got dicked on by United 2 weeks ago. Oh, they beat Liverpool, so now I've got to make them. No. They've got a pony defence and a pony goalkeeper. No chance. Absolutely no chance.
Trafford will be there by the next season.
Well, I hope it does then, Alan. I hope it does. You know why? Because he ain't ready to be Manchester City's goalkeeper. End of.
Honestly, question for everyone. Look at Chelsea's team. How many of their players, if we had a fully fit squad team, so I'm not talking Rodri back fit, Stones back fit, how many Chelsea players would you honestly want in the City team?
At the minute,
we've got plenty to choose from. 750
at the minute,
of them.
Yeah.
At the minute,
Big catalogue.
I say 2.
Like the fullbacks.
No, I said Reece James and Palmer.
I would.
Yeah.
I've got a more important question because Foggy's dropped another 10 while he's in Turkey. Have you had the teeth done yet, mate? Is the hair and teeth been done, Foggy?
Like, you can talk, Martin.
Well, everyone did it when I went to Turkey. So I'm just, Foggy, you're a legend. Even watching us while you're on holiday, mate. Thank you. Have a beer, mate, and go and enjoy.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I would take Caicedo.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. To be fair, I probably would take Caicedo as well.
I would have Caicedo. I'd have the fullback, the right fullback.
Yeah, Palmer. Palmer as well.
And Cole Palmer back in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from
all day long.
But we do need a penalty taker, to be fair.
We do, to be fair. We do. Well, Haaland.
Anyway, Ed, as you weren't here for the Chelsea bit, do you want to just quickly give us your Chelsea?
Nah, man. You guys covered it, man. I'm not really worried that much about Chelsea, to be honest. I mean, Chelsea got a lot to do, man. They got a young team still. We all know this. They got young players all over the place. They're going to be inconsistent. They're going to have games like Liverpool, and they're going to have shocker games. I just think that's how Chelsea season's going to go. I think they'll probably do better in the cup tournament format, like for like FA Cups and all that stuff.
Fair enough, mate. I'm just going to quickly do these two teams, Spurs and United.
What thing about Wolves? They're a good outside bet. Wolves.
West Ham. Let's get West Ham involved in the conversation as well.
Right.
Can we talk about that rat from Bury?
Nope.
No. Move on. Right, we are gonna get on to City now.
Yes,
we are gonna get on to City.
Yay.
So, Martin, you wanted to go last because apparently you're the most confident, which is surprising.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. So, I will start with Luke. Luke, what are your thoughts on City winning the league?
I think for me, this the moment is I think I definitely seen enough from this team in the last 7 games to be competitive and be in a title race and be challengers. 100%. I think for us at the moment, it's more down to when obviously again if Haaland gets injured, obviously can we get more goals without him? That's probably one question I've got at the moment. I mean the back line and keeper I'm perfectly fine with. Will be mistakes from them? Probably, yeah. But again, it's human beings playing on a football pitch. You can't expect to have clean sheets every game. I wish you could, but it isn't going to happen every game. But I'm happy with the spine of the team. I think it's just more down to the fact that I think I'm not worried about us per se. I just want to see sort of against the Liverpools and that, and sort of as we get into more games come thick and fast and that. I think we see more players obviously get back from injury, see what our best team is. I think that's when we'll really get to see the mettle of the City team. But I'm sorry, if Arsenal and Liverpool are said title challengers and they're 3 points behind ahead of us at most, they're 100% in title race as well. I think anyone doubting us, right? We started off really poorly, 2 losses in 3. And we've gone unbeaten in 7 games. We literally should have won the game at Arsenal. Arsenal only just got a goal at the end to get a draw against us. I think people need to realise that we have got the players and the minerals and the team to do it. I think what it is, it's just last season has weighed a lot of people. Last season has really affected their confidence in the team. At the end of the day, it's a new season. It's a new season. It's a new challenge. It's a new time for this team got to improve ourselves. And I think everyone in the chat obviously probably agree as well. We've got a great football team that we're building on, and I look forward to seeing how better we get over the next few games, a few months as well. But in short answer, yes, I think we're a title race. I think we have a very good chance of winning that this year.
Good. I like to hear make some really good points there.
It's foggy here. Is foggy turned up? Is he alive?
Must be.
I thought somebody was playing Aladdin for a sec. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I know.
Formidable, thank you for the very generous £2, mate. Appreciate that for your very generous and always supportive comments. Appreciate that, mate. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. See you in May. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, Ed, what are your thoughts, mate?
I'm just looking through the chat here. I think people like Luke said, I think people are holding on to last season a little bit too much. I think if you're looking at the defense, I know the defense is a lot of people's worries. I think we've gotten better, especially when you're talking about, goalkeeper wise. I think the confidence Donnarumma has given this back line is showing. I think, we have our two center backs with Vardio and Diaz. I think, I would say this about the two. I don't think we've seen them both have like a great game. I think we've seen Diaz come and go, and over the past games we've seen Vardio come and go. But they've been covering each other, and that's what you want from a pairing. So I still think that pairing can improve. And my major issue for City is going to be the injuries, and can we keep some of these main guys, if they do get injuries, not long injuries? Because I think our squad is maybe, I would say 15 deep for me when you're just talking about the bench and you're talking about the 11. But I still think we have enough there to go on and win this league. I think, with our young players that can impact, if Doku can keep performing at a good level, if, Bob or Savino can give us something, that'll be great for us to win this league. And Turkey is a major question mark. We don't know what we're gonna get from Turkey. We haven't seen him play for us, for a run of games yet. So that's exciting. But I think we have all the pieces together to do it. It's just about, for me, the injuries. We're trying to. We got Rodri coming in and out right now, but if there's still some question marks around that with other parts of the squad if we can account for injuries.
Just jump through these odds because I missed one earlier. My apologies. Sam, happy 1 year anniversary, mate. Thank you so much for your kind and continuous generosity. You, sir, are a scholar and a saint. I'm Bella 81 for the massive 29. Big up, mate, from day one. The same as SOS. Big up yourself, mate, and Linny from earlier. Big up yourselves for the big 29 guys. Really do appreciate that. Carry on, us.
No, yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Elliot, mate, where are you at?
I need to spend 600 now.
700 actually. Come on.
Oh, has it gone up? Has it gone up with inflation?
Yeah. Right. So
ignore him, Elliot. You
yeah, I know. I do anyway. As I always ignore him.
We should record our private calls one day. You'll get the real Elliot.
Yeah. No, the spine. So Donnarumma, Guardiola, Rodri, Foden, Haaland. I think they're all on form. I think it's the best spine in the world, I would say. I don't disagree with that at all. The problems for me are in the other areas. So such as right wing, left wing, right side of the midfield, left side of the midfield. If you're going to play like free midfield, we obviously one holding. The right back of a situation. Yes, I think Kusanov can do it, if I'm honest. Nico O'Reilly has been arguably probably his player of the season so far. People could argue. I just think when he's come in, he's not put a foot wrong. For me, I wouldn't be taking him out anytime soon. No matter what, if I know he's fit or whatever's happening, I wouldn't be messing around with that. I think his team, like Ed said, to be fair, I think his team is quality. Also, like Ed said, the injury things do sometimes worry me. Just because probably more from last season. But yeah, if we can get that spine working and it playing well, I don't think anybody can ever write us off. And if I'm honest, I think, and people don't like this, what I'm going to say, especially certain Alan, but I think we've made the best signing of the transfer window in Donnarumma. What he's done since he's come in, it's just, I think that's improved his back four like just like no tomorrow, to be honest. They look more confident. There's no worry. I know Martin's touched on this before, but I agree with him. There's no worry inside the stadium when like a set piece was coming in anymore. I was at the stadium on Sunday when the striker for Brentford went 1-on-1. I didn't fear at any point. Certain people around me was the same. It was sort of almost like, well, he's going to save this. A bit like Alisson, I suppose, if you know what I mean, Couture as well at Madrid. I think when they go 1-on-1, it's probably in the striker's head a little bit. And no, I do think the spine is a big part of what we do this season. And also Phil Foden, that's what I would say. And also Phil Foden, because I think the 4-in-a-row season one, obviously Phil carried us to the league. A lot of people forget about that.
Honestly, Elliot, I swear, are you still in my notes, mate? Because seriously, you've just nicked most of my points. Honestly, you really have just nicked.
Can I just say, by the way, for the people who may sorry, just quickly, South Stand is not live tonight. That's for 11 a.m. in the morning. South Stand is due to go live in about 2 minutes, or he's due to be live. It's 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we'll redirect you for the morning so you can like it up and get there, but it's not now. So don't think you got to leave here and rush to South Stand. It's not. They're not live. Daps doesn't go live at 11 p.m. and neither does Steve.
Unless they've got something really important to say.
Yeah, LB news live at 11 p.m. But not Daps and not Daps and Steve. They're not going live at 11 p.m.
Yeah. Rich, your thoughts?
I think we all need to start thinking of a new nickname for a club that wins 5 competitions in a season. The domestic quad in the Champions League. I think that is what's going to happen this season. We're building like the Centurions. We're starting 7 games into a 35-game unbeaten run, and Arsenal and Liverpool will not have the mentality to live with us. I think by February, Martin's going to be eating a hat with Nico Gonzalez on it. Alan's going to be eating a hat with Jeremy Doku and a hat with Gianluigi Donnarumma on it. Elliot's going to be regretting his Johnny Stones words from earlier in the season.
Are you sure it's going to be after January, Rich?
Yeah, February by the time we've got into this position. We are building to the next great team. Young, hungry, the best manager in the world, the best spine in world football. All the ingredients are there for a season that surpasses even 2023. So I'm feeling optimistic, excited, and that combined with victory in the 115 is going to have tears flowing in Merseyside, in North London, in Trafford, that have never been seen in the history of the game. So come on, Steve.
I have to give him a round of applause for that, because wow.
Fantastic, Richard. Fantastic.
I think Rich took over the Happy Clapper CEO. I think
he really has.
So can I ask you a genuine question now, Rich?
Yep.
How many games is John Stones going to play this season?
he went over tonight. He went over tonight.
In all competitions, 29.
In all competitions, I like how you've done that, Rich.
Yeah.
29 in all competitions.
Carry on. I like what I made him so far. I like it.
And now you're going to Alan, so
That's what I mean. We're going to Alan, so we're going down
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. So let's get over and done with, shall we, guys?
especially when Rodri leaves in
Going
January.
down.
Right, well,
We're going down.
right,
Fourth
right,
bottom, Alan.
right. I applaud Richards for his comments there. And I hope he's right. Of course I do. Right. Hope you're right, Richard.
Are you sure?
I'll be honest. I don't think we're the finished article yet. I think we've got a bit of work in the squad to do in the next window next summer to strengthen us. I think we need to do that. We're only halfway through a rebuild. I worry about injuries. If certain players go down, I think we won't be as consistent if we do that. I think I'll be paying Martin 50 quid at the end of the season to finish top 4. So Martin can cheer on that.
That's 100 quid. It's 100 quid in 12 months, that, Alan. You need to stop betting these bets.
I know. I do. Can we? Do I think City will win the league? No. Do I think we'll compete in the top 3? Yes.
Oh, top 3 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
After looking at Chelsea, they're not consistent enough. Tottenham have self-sustaining bullshit lie crap, thinking the world's best team. Arsenal should win the league for me. Liverpool, I'd love to see them fail because I hate them.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah. And United just to keep on mid-table or below mid-table would be beautiful. I think City are a work in progress. I think that's probably the best phrase I can use for them. They're a work in progress. I hope Richard is totally correct because it'll be sensational if it is. Because I'll tell you what, the Premier League will have a massive meltdown if we did that. Especially because the other thing I want this year, I'll be honest with you, if we can win a cup competition, I'll be very good. I'll be happy. But it's to win the 115. We get the 115 in our favour, I will celebrate for a week.
Okay, well, we'll come to that. Don't we? We have got a small piece on that after we've done this section.
Yeah.
Has everyone been?
No, I was going to go, and then you, Martin, as you wanted to be the last. So mine's going to be pretty quick because there's not really a lot I can add, to be fair, especially as Elliot has stolen most of my notes. Thanks, Elliot. I do think the spine is massively important, as you said earlier. I feel that we do have the best spine in the league, if not in Europe. And just to kind of say that I think if Rodri can stay fit and he can contribute as much as he can this season, then yeah, that spine is so much stronger. But also, as you said earlier, with Donnarumma, I just think he's been a fantastic signing so far for us. Like, honestly,
yeah, you
want a world-class keeper, we've signed one. He's been fantastic at the back. He's been rock solid, and the players that are in front of him, respect him and they trust him. And I think that's a big thing for a goalkeeper. And he's not only that, but he's also a leader. You can see that about him. So yeah, I think he will be one of the signs of the season. And Haaland, I mean, we're running out of things to say about Haaland because he's just a monster at the moment, not only for his goal scoring, but now he is starting to add his defensive work, which I think has been brilliant. We've all said that we've always wanted him to be more and do more in the team, and now he's doing it. I think he's growing into this stature of a player that I think is just now like, I am going to do everything I can on that pitch and not leave anything. I just, yeah. So I can't really add much more than that. But the one big thing I will say is the big plus is we've got Pep Guardiola. Now, we can argue last season was probably one of his worst seasons, but he is still the best manager in the world. There is no one close to him. And we know if we trust him, and I think we do, he can perform and he can against the league, if not more. You know, he is an absolute genius. And the doubters that have, said that, should leave the club, give your head a wobble. Seriously. Like, he is the best manager. And he was to leave tomorrow, every other club in the world would want him, even Liverpool. So I think that tells you enough that as long as we've got Pep, I think we can continue to win trophies and break records. Well, Martin.
Okay. Simple fact is, can Manchester City win this league? 1000%. Totally agree with Elliot. I think we have one of the best spines, if not the best spine going. We made the signing of the summer, Gigi Donnarumma. He's a world-class goalkeeper. He absolutely breeds confidence in the back line. We have the world's best striker. When he's fully fit, we have the world's best defensive midfield. So in our spine, we have 3 world-class players. Nobody in this league can say they have that. They have.
Do we have the best midfield? Do we have the best midfield though?
When everyone's on form, I think we can. Yeah. If you get Reinders going, Howard, you can have Johnny Reinders, Rob and Phil Foden.
Yeah.
Now, for me, people were worried about Pep not learning from last season. Pep's shown me in the first 10 games he has learned from last season.
Yep.
I think people on about our squad depth. Yeah, is it as great as it has been down the past years? Maybe not. But you change your style to win games. Because people forget, and we talked about this earlier, and others, we weren't winning and spanking teams in our treble season. We were getting 1-0s, 2-1s. Except it just got forgotten about. It was only around about March time when we went on that 10-game run when we had to beat and Arteta pulled off the save at Tottenham. We were winning games 1-0, 2-1. For me, with the top goal scorers in the league, with a second or third best defence, we have the best goalie in the league for me.
Best striker.
Best striker. We have the best manager. And what has happened is too many people are listening to outside noise. And we're listening to rivals, and we're listening to media pundits, and we're listening to some of our own fans who've lost confidence in the team from last season. And the simple fact for me is we've changed the backroom staff. We have got money to spend in January if we need to, a lot of money. I also think what could potentially happen in the next week or two will give us the biggest boost forward. Now,
have you heard anything?
Here's a simple fact on this.
Have you heard anything?
Alan. I ain't bothered about winning this league by 10 points. I ain't bothered by winning it by 5 points.
No.
I'll win it by 1 point in the last day of the season. I ain't bothered about this. I don't need to throw it away with the league. I don't need to go and have a party in Ibiza in March. But the trouble is, people are listening to outside noise and they're forgetting who in the fucking hell we are as a football team and who we have as a manager and who we have as a thing. And there is no bigger plus for our players and our team than our fans getting behind this football club.
Yep.
Now, the simple fact is the fans, the manager, the players all get rocking together. We are an unstoppable tidal wave. And people got to realise People are talking about when City click. Yeah, we haven't clicked, as people call us. We're 7 undefeated.
Oh, 7 games in, by the way. 7 games in. Too early for that anyway.
We've already kind of started our run, and it's going under the radar with everyone. So let us be the shadows. Because I said this, and I've said this all last week. You'll wake up and realise about Manchester City when it's too damn late to realise about Manchester City.
Yeah, facts.
Because people talk about wounded animals and wounded this, that, and the other, and Arsenal haven't won a title in 20 years. I get it. But if you think Manchester City are going to roll over, play dead, and have the bellies tickled, you can think again. Because as Liverpool are finding out, it's harder to retain a title than it is to win a title. We've not just retained it, we've done it back to back to back to back. With a treble chucked in. With doubles chucked in. And quite simpler, you know why we'll win the league this season? Pep Guardiola. Simple. So yeah, I do think we'll win the league. Will we have bumps in the road? 1000%. But we'll win this league. Trust me. Because individuals win your games. Teams win titles. End of.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it could be said. We're spot on there.
One of the things we didn't really get back onto is any of us really is we've got injured players that are all coming back. We've got one of the best.
Get him out.
We've got Mamouche, who was on fire when he came in the season. Last season, you know, we've got Cherky, who's one of the best up-and-coming young superstars. Yeah. You know, the jury is still out on Alan. You know, he's only had one game.
I thought you said the jury's still out on Alan.
Well,
the jury's still out on Alan.
Let's be fair, probably is.
Oh!
Whoa! Exactly.
Alan, have you just realised what he's just said and then woke up?
No, I'm just looking at my emails, mate. Sorry.
All right. No, that was like one of them Carry On sketches when they realise it 5 minutes too late.
Dear on.
See, Rich, they needed me in the Wales dressing room tonight.
You're aiming low. You're talking about a mere one trophy. A mere one trophy. That's...
So, yeah, we have done a poll, by the way, tonight. I asked everyone, who will win the league? So I'm just going to stay up for another 30 seconds, and then you can finish that off. Believe it or not, someone's got the lowest amount of votes I didn't think they'd get. You won't believe it when you see this.
Arsenal.
Oh, is this the one vote for Oxford United?
No. Well, championship. Yeah.
I wonder who could have voted that, Rich.
Right. I'm going to end it there, and I'll tell you what it is. So, I said quite simply, who will win the league this season? Other, 3%. Arsenal, 20%. Liverpool, 7%. Said Liverpool. 7%. I've said Manchester City. So, before we move on to the next thing, Ozzy, who's going to win the league for you?
I predicted at the beginning of the season, and I have not changed my mind. I've said Manchester City.
Good lad. Rich, Oxford United.
20.
Rochdale.
Yeah, they're going to stay up by 1 point.
Who's going to win the league, Rich?
City going to win the 5. 5-star.
Luke.
Systematic.
Tottenham. No. City.
Elliot.
Suspense now. Suspense.
He's going to say United now just to wind up mine.
Has his batteries run out?
Other questions, sorry.
Pacemaker.
Who's going to win the league, in your opinion, this season?
suppose I was going to say.
You can say who you think, you know.
No, I think so. I'm never going to back against it, am I?
Alan, say
my
what you
head
think.
says-
No, honestly, just say what you think. It's genuine now.
Right, I know. My heart says City. My head says Arsenal.
Okay, no problem.
Fair enough.
Ed,
I'll say City.
I'll tell you in May. No, Manchester City will win the league.
Well, that speech is to wait till May.
Look, Knitting's back. These
Oh,
Team
mate.
Manchester fans.
You know what are you doing, mate? Honestly.
Anyway.
I get it.
Do you want
He
to move on
wants
to the big
to play all
talking
superstars
point and Martin?
and can't win, can't play them. Pardon, Ozzy?
I said, do you want to move on to the big talking point?
Yeah,
then, which is-
final topic.
happens
We'll-
at every.
we'll-
Hang on, it happens at every international break, mate. So
Well.
the media keep bringing it back out. You know,
Yeah,
let's get
it's
the.
actually now coming from the people who started all this. Miguel Delaney has said today, and now Jack Garner's put it out today as well, but in a different way. Miguel Delaney said it's due this month, the 115, and Jack Garner said City thinks City no. Or he believes City's stance has not changed. They think they're innocent. But there are rumours coming out that City now or will hear in the foreseeable. Which don't surprise me because I thought it was either going to be October or November. It was always going to be one of them. They weren't going to drag it on to 2026.
Martin, I'm sure you said it was going to be April.
You did.
About 6 months ago, to be fair.
No, well, I got, no, true.
The bottom line is, Martin, no one fucking knows.
Well,
Martin does.
Anyway.
Yeah, right, okay.
Anyway, so are we? What do we think? We play could be coming to an end. It's about time.
Thank fuck. Boring.
You think it's going to go on for another 12 months?
I probably hope not. I hope not.
Come on, Alan. We'll start with you, seeing as you know you are the most probably intrigued on this. While my other half just gets ready for bed, so I'm just going to nip off camera.
I'll be honest with you.
Well, don't wait till I say.
Do I want the verdict? Yes. If we win the verdict, I've got to have a tattoo. So that's
you're having a tattoo.
Yeah. If we win,
it's 60. You're having a tattoo.
Yeah.
Go on, Alan. Go on.
Yeah, and it's good. And if we win, after
what is going to be 115 with an X over it?
I don't know. It's going to be on my arm.
I was about to say that.
My mate Dave, because the bet's with him on this, said, "Don't worry, I'll pay for it, but you're having a tattoo, and it will be filmed, and you can show it live on me screaming in a tattooist in Melbourne."
Can we live it on YouTube? Are we allowed to do
if you want me
that? I'll
to.
look into that.
I know. So
if it's on his ass, I don't think we can.
Even we were at a meal last week, and even me, Dave, and your friend Leo, and even Leo said, "I'll take the meltdown if you win, just to see you get a tattoo, Alan, because it'll be funny."
Jesus.
So
I hope the bet, Alan, is if we win, it's on your arm, and if we lose, it's on your head.
No. And then
get on your ass cheek.
And then so yes, I want it over and done with because it drove me mad.
Does that mean I stop getting 4 a.m. calls about it?
I'll be honest with you now, Martin. If we get found guilty, I'll be honest with you. I want the owners gone for cheating.
Well, we'll come to that. We'll come to that if it happens before you jump on that. I want them gone.
Yep. Yeah,
because I don't think you're the only one. Alan, we've said if that's the case, we'll have a frank and open discussion at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
And with what the Premier League and then the FA are putting in at the minute, they may be told to sell up anyway.
Say again?
The FA, is it the FA or the Premier League, Elliot? There's a new rule. They're trying to bring a rule in that if there's any owners that have done anything dodgy, they can get them sell the club now and make them sell the club.
No, it's the independent football regulator.
Yeah, they re-regulate
the legislation for that.
Make them sell up.
Yeah.
Well, if we have done something wrong, if we have done something wrong, then most of our fans will say, "See you later." To the owners.
Luke.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine, but I'm just bored of this. It's been almost 3 years of this just going on. I think everyone's just bored of it now, aren't we? Like that. I'm happy that it course it's what spurred us on to win treble. That was great, but since then it's just been like a side note. Like, oh yeah, that exists, and it's just every international break we're waiting for a response and like an update on it. I just wanted to just be over, so just move on from it. But I think it'll be all right myself personally. But I'm just bored of it now. Bored of it.
I'd go with that. Yeah, you gotta get 115 and a picture of Donnarumma on your house.
The thing is, Martin, Dave's going back to England on Thursday, and he's back again in January.
I thought he'd emigrated.
No. He's going back home on Thursday, coming back in January for the tennis, for staying for 3 months again. So I'd have to wait till January to get it done, which is fine.
I was going to ask if Rich was going to Crown Jewel on Saturday night, seeing as he's got the WWE over there. Have you been invaded by WWE fans yet, Rich, over in Sydney? Oh, it's Perth. Sorry, no, it's in Perth. Ignore me.
No, that's 5 hours away. That's 5 hours from Sydney. Well, question for you, Richard. Are you coming to Melbourne on the 26th of December?
I think I'll be down for the Boxing Day, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Right. Where do you want to... Elliot?
Hello.
Where are you at with 115?
I think we'll be all right, to be fair.
All right, in what way? Exonerated? Just a fine?
Well, fine. Fine.
Yeah, I think we'll get fine. Yeah, I think we'll get
non-cooperation.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean guilty, Alan, by the way, before we open that can of worms again. Non-cooperation does not mean you're guilty of fraud.
But yeah, we'll be all right, to be fair.
I like that, Elliot. Ed, I'm leaving Rich till last because I know Rich will go into a big financial rant on this.
No, I think, like Luke said, I'm kind of done with this thing. I just want the decision come out. But I think we'll be fine, man. I think we're going to get exonerated for it. This has been a wish chase since the beginning, and I'm ready for this to be behind the club.
I like that. Jose.
Martin.
Go on.
Well, as I've been saying to you like all day, nobody knows currently. There's a lot of skepticism. There's a lot of people reporting saying that City know. I still don't think. I think it's more just City still believe they're innocent, and that's what's coming from the reports ultimately. For me,
there, Elliot,
I have had to, as most of us, believe what City have come out and said, that they're innocent. And they will prove it in court. I agree with that. I think we probably will be. What we will face is that we haven't cooperated. So, I think that's the one thing that they have against us, is that we haven't cooperated for so many times they've pulled upon us. But the serious charges of fraud, I don't think we'll get done on. I think we have to remember, all these supposed, evidence is leaks of hacked emails that
From a
an
journalist
individual who is, this individual is a criminal, and he is wanted on multiple charges for lots of other things. And if they think the Premier League are going to try and build their case on just that, I don't think it's enough. I think they've got to have a lot more than just those supposed emails. So, yeah, I understand Alan's feelings because I've said before that I think, if we are found guilty, then I don't think the owners could stick and stay in the club and own the club. So I totally understand and kind of agree where Alan's coming from on there. But I think, the owners have done nothing but invest in this club, in this city. We can argue about human rights records in their own country, and I'm one of the first people who stand up and say those things because I'm dead against what happens. But from just a purely footballing, that they've done a lot of great things for my club, and I'm, when they say that they have not broken the law, then I will believe them until they're proven otherwise. So, yeah.
Couple of people have asked me about the Masters and all that. Got to be careful. Rich will probably. It's not Masters, it's the clubs. So if City do, people got about, can you sue the Premier League? Yeah, but you're suing the members. And then it becomes the question, do you shit where you eat?
Well,
You've still got to do business with all these football clubs as well at the same time.
But I think they might sue the media and the people.
Well, it depends because while there's a case going on, I'm not 100%, I will double check this. As long as they put the words allegedly, etc., with an ongoing case, they're fine. It's if, say, City get found innocent and then they still make the claims, then they can get into trouble.
Exactly. And
there's no way. They're not stupid. They have got legal teams behind these things.
I know. There's no way Mr. Carragher and Mr. Neville will keep their mouths shut. We both know that.
Well, they'll have to, otherwise they'll be in breach of, is it libel or whichever one where they speak?
Alan, Carragher and Neville have not said anything that contravenes the law or puts them at legal risk.
Yeah, people are getting emotions wrapped up into proper legal stuff.
Think, honestly, and not saying this against some City fans, but a lot of people think you can sue for being butthurt because someone's like taking the piss out of you. You can't. If they're going to sue, they need to prove financial damage. Now, the chance of proving financial damage when you look at our finances are, I would say, close to zero, unless that we've got a massive contract where we've got the document showing what we could have got, and that party said we're not going to sign with you pending the outcome of 115, and we can show something as clear as that. And when we can put that against one journalist, because every journalist will just say everyone's saying the same. So how can you prove damage against one journalist? I don't think City will go after. I think City will probably go after next to nobody afterwards. The one person
What loss?
Yeah, I think they might go after Tabas. He's the one person who, I think, if we're found innocent or found substantively not guilty, Tabas is the one person I think who has gone 10 times further than any of the journalists. But I don't think I've seen nothing in the media that is really we're going to successfully sue for damages on.
And Rich, the biggest, just because I know you're going to have a massive round, I've got to say, the biggest FU that City can do, really and truly, is winning the
5
case.
Competitions this year.
It's winning the case and proving they're not guilty, of the substantial charges, and going, see, we told you. Do you know what I mean? That would be the biggest win ever. That'd be more than suing anybody.
Yeah, Ozzy. All I'll say, and this has been my view from the absolute start, is anyone who is thinking this verdict is going to be City are 100% innocent or 100% guilty is fanciful. in most things, the verdict will probably be not proven, not substantiated, because most of the accusations, there is no way to categorically prove them wrong. Because if something never happened, there's no document that proves it didn't happen because it didn't happen. So when it comes down to it, there is going to be 150 pages which says, nothing proven. Like the case with UEFA. UEFA, they didn't say City are innocent of everything. They said UEFA can't prove that anything they said took place. And that's what this document's going to say. So if you're thinking this is going to say City are innocent, City are innocent, City are innocent, City are innocent, it's not. If we win, it's going to say the evidence was not substantial enough to prove it. Now, the big thing behind it all that everyone forgets is that the whole point of FFP is about gaining financial advantage. Most of the charges either relate to things that are utterly immaterial, like, the Mancini one that everyone gets excited about, Yaya. They were like, 0.3% of revenue or something in those years. They made absolutely no difference to the outcome of FFP or the outcome of the season. And even the big one, Etihad, was fair value tested. It was tested independently by full bodies, for UEFA. So there was no financial advantage on that because it was deemed to be fair value. So behind all these charges, they're made there to throw mud, to sound really serious. But if you go through every one of them, it's very hard to show where a sporting advantage was gained on something that was financially immaterial. Now, we were, I think it's going to be a far more not proven, kind of report at the end of it. I don't think it's going to be City or innocent, whatever. So all the people who want to think we're guilty are just going to say, oh, you still did it. Like OJ, he was found not guilty, but people still said OJ did it. I think there'll still be a large element of that. Obviously, the press won't say that, and people in the media will have to be careful what they say, but they can still go on and say it wasn't proven. They can say the Premier League didn't do their case well enough. They can say all these things. So let's not think it's just going to be some heavenly report that's going to clear us. And it's going to be the same for the Premier League. They're not going to get what they want. So it's just going to be the same as UEFA was 2 years ago. We'll go, ha, we won. Everyone else will say, oh, yes, but you're really guilty. And then we'll move on.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna disagree, actually.
Oh, you disagree with Rich?
Yeah, I think City will go after people a lot more than what you think.
Yeah, I do.
Because
I don't think they can.
Yeah, they can because of the club damage. The club damage or what they've done to the club. They've damaged the club.
Elliot, you tell me how City can go after Miguel Delaney, for example, and prove a direct
I don't mean no. I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
You talk about reputational damage.
Yeah. I'm on about reputation damage. I'm on about like journalists and stuff. And
but Elliot, how do you prove a direct financial damage against someone in that basis?
Well, I would say
Otherwise, we just go to court, spend loads of money, get absolutely nothing
forever like that.
I don't think we will. I don't think we'll because the big case won, isn't there? If the case has won, you've got it in your favour.
Well, why did they settle on APT then?
I don't think they've settled on the APT. I think they got what they wanted.
I know they won, but it was publicly said as so. You got to remember, people have got this idea that Masters runs this league. He's just the chairman of the league.
I don't think City are happy the fact that the Etihad Airways deal and everything and stuff like that has been pushed back like it has. I'll be honest.
No, but that's where they're going to get the money from, man.
And they're going to get money for that.
So what I'm saying to you, Rich, is how much I don't know this, but how much has all this 115 cost the club money?
But in what way do you prove that?
Well, he's obviously not going to cost him money, obviously, if we win. I get that, but at this minute in time, when nothing's proven or nothing's...
You've got to remember, Elliot, and I know this because I studied it at uni, for suing, you can't go on hearsay and you can't go on emotion. So, like Rich is spot on, you can't go because he's called me something.
I'm not saying that. I'm on about the loss of what they could have brought in, Martin.
Elliot, you've got to be able to prove in court that that loss
got to be
existed,
the proof of
and
it.
then you've got to prove that it was lost as a direct consequence of someone else's act. Now, if you think City would say we would have got 200 million from this company, but because Miguel Delaney wrote an article in the Independent, we want to sue Miguel Delaney for 200 million.
I don't mean the journalists. I don't mean the journalist things and stuff, Rich. I don't mean that. What I'm saying is I'm on about the stuff of what the club might maybe have lost out on. And if they've got evidence of them stuff, then they will. I think they will bring it to front. To be honest with you,
if City find evidence and if evidence presented to
but they'll have it, won't they? They'll have it, won't they? If someone's doing a sponsorship deal,
no. If evidence is produced that say us that the CEOs of two clubs in the Premier League took Richard Masters for dinner, forced him to make the charges when they knew they weren't true, and then we can show that X companies would have done it, but they decided not to do it because of the 115. Then we've got the sort of case.
I think City will have things on paper, Rich. I think City will have things where like sponsorship deals where it's probably collapsed or it's probably not happened due to other reasons.
Who are you
but obviously, you're going to sue some. Well, obviously, they're going to look at somebody, aren't they? Because obviously, they lost out on income.
I know it was saying earlier on. You can
But
make
it could be Adidas. Could be Adidas. It could be. I don't know. It could be Adidas. It could be Netflix. I don't know. It could be.
No, but Elliot, like for example, you can make it. Actually, what did you mean by accusers? Because other people have said, and others said, well, they've stopped us getting signings unless you get, for example, Jude Bellingham under oath.
I'm not thinking that. I'm not. No, I'm not going
to.
No,
I know you're
not. Just different.
It depends. This is what I mean. Some City fans, I'm not saying you, but some City fans are wanting us to go for everything, kill every club, destroy it all. The problem is, you know yourself, shitting where you're eating is going to be a problem. You've still got to do business with all these football clubs.
Yeah.
If you want to buy a player from a certain club while you're suing them and trying to, because they've got to remember, if City win and people quite rightly they can claim the legal thing back, what will happen is the Premier League will pay it, then they'll claim it back from all the rest of the members.
Legal.
So it's not coming out of the Premier League pocket, it'll come out from all the other chief execs' pockets.
And the other thing I'd add is if City do sue and it's in the High Court, there will be 25 journalists there. Every bit of evidence will be brought out in defence of the people who've accused us. So, this email, that email, this about City, this interview, that thing. Everything will be brought out, and City will effectively be buying themselves 20 days of being on the back page of the sports paper for every bad thing we did. And it will be totally biased, because it always has been all the way through. So to me,
you can't do that.
There's a reason.
Goldfish is a pimple on an elephant's ass to say. There's no benefit in suing it.
Rich, can I just give you an example, Rich? Can I just give you an example of what I'm on about, right? So what I'm saying is, what was the deal with Puma? Was it something like 1 billion over 10 years? Am I corrected with that?
Yeah.
Right. What I'm saying is, what if Adidas was 1.5 billion, but Adidas didn't want to go with City while this was still hanging over their heads?
No, that they can, but they would need Adidas to.
That's where I'm at. I'm on about the journalists. I get what you're saying, which I agree with you on that. I'm on about that side.
Elliot, you've got to prove not only.
And Adidas will back that up, then fine, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can do that.
But Elliot, you can, but you've got to be able to prove that Adidas didn't do that sponsorship because of X.
But that's what Elliot's saying. Elliot's saying that. I get what he means. Now he's saying if Adidas,
we're not going with you due to this reason
because of that.
Yeah,
and they're willing to do that and do a statement oath on it, then great, you can go ahead with the legal case.
And have a person responsible for it.
Yeah.
I think they pull that to somebody else. The reason I'm saying it, I'm just using it as an example, because I'm sure there was a sponsorship deal where somebody pulled out of it because they got caught. I don't know if it was Leeds. It might have been Leeds. There was sort of a takeover and somebody pulled out of it. But then obviously Leeds then ended up getting it lifted. And I'm sure it was something like a sponsorship deal. I'm just saying, it wouldn't shock me if there's been a lot of. I can't think who it were.
Yeah,
I can't think who it were.
I think it was that deal.
Yeah.
Can I get onto one of the other? Can I get onto one of the other kind of little conspiracies because I mean, obviously this has taken a long time, and obviously, there's been a lot of media. There's been a lot of rival fans kind of saying, that it's taking so long. Why is it taking so long? And is it City, doing things in the background, putting, things in the way and blah, blah. What it comes down to, for me, is that the Premier League made a massive mistake at the beginning of all this. Rather than going for the 115, all these charges, what they should have done is gone for the 3 big ones, because if they'd have done that, we probably would have had this judgment sooner, because when this has gone to court,
everyone's frozen.
No,
but we haven't. Everyone's
haven't.
fine.
We're all fine, Martin.
Nope.
I think it was just Martin. He'll be back, I'm sure. What I was going to say, is that rather than going for the 115, they should have just gone for the 3 main charges, because then if they'd just gone for the 3 main charges, it would have been a lot over sooner, because you're just going over 3 charges. Because they've had to go and do the 115, in court, they've had to go through every single one of those 115 actually it's 130, isn't it, Rich, technically? So this is why it's taken so long. There isn't a reason. It's not been held up by City. It's not been, whatever the conspiracy theories are on this, and there are so many.
A lot of charges to
go
through.
That's the thing, Luke. There are so many. This is the reason it's taking so long to come out, because they've had to go through all of this in court, and then the judging panel have got to go through it themselves to have a look and make those decisions on every single charge.
Yeah.
This is why it's taking so long. So
Yeah,
it's down to the Premier League. This was their decision to make this big statement of, we're going to give you all 115 charges, because then it looks like we mean business. When really, this is all on them.
Yeah, or if you're being a conspiracy theorist, Ozzy, you think that they never thought they had that bigger chance of success, and if they made the most charges, they could do the most damage, and that's the most likely thing to slow the City juggernaut down. Now, if that could be proven that that's a conspiracy, then there would be, very serious potential legal consequences. So I'm fascinated to see whether City's lawyers have obtained from the cartel clubs any correspondence. Has any correspondence been got from the Premier League that actually paints a different light? Are City able, in this case, to bring that sort of thing in? Because that's what's really interesting to me, is how much this was a natural process of the Premier League, and how much this was a process pushed on the Premier League by certain member clubs. I think that's what City fans really want to know. Is it really that the Premier League thought it was the fair and right thing to do, or have certain clubs with influence, many of whom main players seem to have resigned in the last few months, have they actually pushed the Premier League into it? Because everyone blames Masters, but Masters is, in many ways, he is, in many ways he is, and he's not a very experienced. He's not some big hitting corporate lawyer or something. He's a marketing man, I think, from his past.
Yeah, he is.
It was about 6th choice for the job after bigger hitters and bigger players were turned down. So, in many ways, if you're Masters and 3 of the biggest clubs in the world come and tap on your shoulder and says, you've got to do this, or these are the consequences, he's in a lose-lose situation. So in many ways, I get why Masters would want it, because the only way the City question goes away is if it goes through the process. And for the Premier League as a whole, it was logical to do it, because it shuts up the clubs who are pushing them for it. And if City are found guilty, it shuts up City and it shuts everyone up. So I think, that's what interests me. Are there going to be emails subpoenaed from the Premier League, sent by people? Are they stupid enough to put things in writing? Are there going to be any conversations that took place that are going to be part of this and give us any really interesting tidbits? Or is it just going to be not proven because there isn't any evidence to say it happened? Not proven because is it just going to be like that?
Yeah. Well, we will find out in time because it's got to come out at some stage. I'm not 100% convinced it's going to come out in time very soon. During this international break, from everything we're still hearing, no decision is.
Football needs to move on from it. From City
everyone's
fans, from every club. Yeah.
For everyone, it needs to move on because everyone needs to move on from this. Everyone deserves to know the truth. You know.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to reload. I don't know what happened there. I thought it was me and you all froze.
No, it was just you, mate.
I had you with your mouth open, Rich doing like something like that. I thought, Jesus. Yeah. We'll find out. So just some other little bit of tidbits on this, by the way. I don't know if anyone knows, but whether you want to believe this or not, but City have also just announced a brand new partnership or an extension of a partnership with long-term standing Rexona, which is basically Sure deodorant. Who's doing the deodorant spray there? After striking up a new partnership with Paramount, it's going to go on until the end of the 26-27 campaign. And Benjamin Curtis, the global brand vice president at Rexona, has said City represents the high standards of performance and consistency, qualifies that reflects everything Rexona stands for. We're excited to continue the partnership with a club that never lets up and together brings fans closer to the action through products, experience that they count on, built on a promise they won't let them down. So there you go. It was announced on Tuesday that City were working with Paramount on a US media collaboration. Fucking sounds like we're getting done with 115, doesn't it, guys? You know what I mean?
All these deals
when we start doing Paramount fucking negotiations and everything. It sounds like we're going down to the League One here, Al.
That goes back to my point about suing people. There's no evidence. There's no evidence we're being.
And another thing, and this is way off topic, but I don't know if there's any weekend fans in the building, but they will be doing a concert at the Etihad next.
Cool.
Summer.
Cool.
Nice.
Great.
So I think on that,
tickets for that.
On that breaking news, Martin, thank you very much for that.
Can I just have a very quick rant just for 2 secs?
I'll sleep better knowing that.
I'm glad, but I've got to have.
May sleep better after this, Elliot.
Do you know what?
About the price of Tizer.
Do you know what?
Is it on
Alan,
Rodri, by the way? Is it on Rodri? Is it on Rodri, by the way?
No, it's really not. But the Co-op Live. The Co-op fucking Live. Right? I'm going to Hits Radio in November at the Co-op Live. I thought, oh, lovely.
Great venue.
Great venue, right? So I went to book my ambulance parking.
Here we go.
25 fucking quid. You robbing the bastards.
You don't drive an ambulance, Martin.
What is it? What is it for?
Welcome to showbiz.
What is it for everyone else?
25 quid.
No, what is it for everybody else?
25 quid.
What are you on about here?
To park in the blue car park at Manchester City for a concert is £25.
Right, but what is it for the other concerts?
I don't know. I only pay £6 at the City.
But so you don't know what it's for every other concert?
Yeah, 25 quid.
So what are you moaning about if it's same?
Why am I paying 6 at City in the Co-op Live, cheeky bastards, for the same car park? Charge me 25, and it's still going to take me 4 hours to get out the thing.
Well, for one, how long are you going to be there?
I don't give a monkeys sunshine.
You probably get. Hang on. You probably get allowance for being disabled.
No, I don't. That's the thing. I don't get no allowance for being disabled.
It'll be the time of your day, you fucking donut.
I'm there for 3 hours on a match day.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Hang on.
Because you get there 3 minutes before kickoff, and
you leave 65th minute.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I did it
right.
wrong. Look, David,
I meant to show because I really don't want to hear any more of parking issues from Martin. So
Martin,
unless anyone else has got
park near the town. Park near the townley.
You can't park anywhere.
About parking.
Just
seriously,
Ozzy, I've just got one message to Patrick. No, one message to Patrick.
Go on.
Your
Yeah.
beloved Manchester United, New York Yankees. It's going
Oh,
out
yeah,
to
by the way,
Canada.
other bit of breaking news, United have denied all stuff of a UAE takeover.
Oh, they were getting so giddy. They were getting so giddy.
I was laughing at Saeed's thumbnail tonight, dressed up, going, hey, look,
Hey!
they were begging, they were saying oil money so bad, and then all of a sudden,
Shameless bastard.
What's
you know
happened?
what? It probably would be cheap to get an Uber from my house down to the area. Probably would.
There you go. That solves your parking issues.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I've just told everyone a minute. By the way, good evening to Steve as well. I apologise, Steve, if you are watching or listening. I had a lovely chap that I met in Morrison's the other day. I had a lovely chat with him. Big up, Steve. I said I'd say hello to you. So big up, mate.
I'm going to have
It's like clockwork,
Aladdin
isn't it,
crisps.
Clockwork. I'm saying hello to someone who took time out of their shopping to come and say hello to me, and he's doing that.
Asking about Rodri, that'll make it come off you. Come off mute.
Yeah, can you stop sending WhatsApp messages to Alan? Because I get the response at 4 a.m, Elliot.
What
No,
about?
carry on, Elliot. Carry on doing it, please.
He's going
I
to
get
And on that note,
He's
I am
gonna be-
going to
he's going to be ringing you after.
thank you to everyone.
I get
who
the
has
phone
joined
call
us
at 4 a.m.
tonight.
Have you seen what
Yeah.
Elliot sent me?
God.
It's going to
He's
be.
leaving.
What's that? What? Click on that picture. What's it say? You're on mute,
Anyway,
Alan.
we've missed you tonight. It's been a very good show without you. By the way, just a quick one.
Rodri prefers Barcelona over Real Madrid.
Next week
comes to leave City.
Matt, next week, just to let you all know, we are going to be doing the USA versus Australia live watch along, stateside versus Luke Down Under. It will be on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, whenever it is, 14th anyway. Ed, Pat, maybe Rich. There's going to be a few of us on. We're going to have a good laugh. It's just a bit of a laugh, something a bit different during the international break.
Yeah, definitely tune in. There's going to be some laughs for sure. It's going to be a good time, as always.
It'll just be a real good laugh and a bit of a giggle, etc. Yeah, so come and join us for that. I'll do the commentary while all the others can have the laughs and the jokes and the bit of
just so people know, I support England and anyone who plays Australia at any sport.
Yeah, and Rich supports Wales. Anyway, right, take us home, Oz. Sorry, I was just getting all the bits in.
Can I? Jesus, thanks, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making sure, our viewers feel part of it,
Oh, yeah. Been on for 3 hours.
I know. Tell me about it.
Right, I'm
And you're
going
going
now,
to
guys.
And then Al, don't go anywhere. I need to speak to you, Al.
All right.
On that note, I am saying goodnight to everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We really appreciated you all on. Please don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. To Elliot, to Luke, to Ed, even Alan, thank you so much for joining us. Rich, Martin, always a pleasure. And
not in my lifetime for Luke, by the way.
Yeah.
There was. Thank you.
Yeah. Great having you on, mate. I'll have you again soon. I have no doubts.
Yeah.
From us to the Mankian Way, we will see you more likely for the next one. Good night.
Neville is a wanker. Neville is a